All right, Kiss Army, welcome to the KissFAQ Podcast. Thank you for giving us your time today and letting us into your head. I hope we don't do any damage. We hope that you enjoy. Welcome to episode 300,000. Well, it's not, the number's not as big as the amount of views on Andrew's YouTube page. I think it's 352 is our episode this week. Andrew was going to join us. He's stuck in traffic. There we go. We were going to celebrate him reaching nearly his milestone of 1 million views on YouTube. And you know what, Andrew, you're not here, but that is really cool. I'm really happy for you that you've had so many people get into what you have taken so much time and put so much love, attention, and OCD. I mean, you guys don't know how much OCD Andrew has. He's like a basket full of OCD, and he's really harnessed that to create some really cool videos. So do check out his channel, Greatest Show on Earth on YouTube. He's just nearly at that million point. Push him over so he doesn't have to keep adding Vimeo to his numbers, because that's just like fake stats. Not letting him get away with that. So I was going to ask him that the question, and we will get him on the show when he's available, that if every single video except one was to be wiped off his channel, which would be the one that he would want left on there to stand for all the work that he has done? So maybe you guys can chime in with your thoughts on that. What is the best video that Andrew has put together and edited? One of his fan movies. He, of course, did edit the cool Hot in the Shade multicam from Fort Wayne as well. He's done a few other things, but what is your favorite? If you could only have one left. We always talk about if you could only have one Kiss song or one Kiss album or one member of Kiss cooking for you, who would it be? Well, now it's one about Andrew. Let's do some news, because there's quite a bit this week. Monday, UD Replicas kicked off their pre-sale for their Kiss sneakers. And I've said it before, when the pictures first came out, that I actually found the Catman ones pretty appealing because they came with laces. I didn't notice that another pair did. Two have Velcro, two have laces. Jeez. Yeah, have you ordered a full set of these, Ken? Or are you interested in any of them to go with your Puma tracky suit and, dress up in Liverpudlian or Scouse Kiss kitsch?
Yeah, well, no, I didn't order any. But, they don't look too bad. A couple of them, I think, look pretty decent. But, I have my Kiss Vans that came out some years ago with the Rock and Roll Over on those. So that's the one I have, and I don't know. I don't know how much they were. There was $150 or so or something.
$179 per, and I believe they have
Does it say Jordan on it or anything?
No, it says UD Replicas on it, and it does say Demon, and it does says copyright Kiss, and that's why. No.
I think they could have looked a little bit better, just for my taste, I guess. I think they could have done a little bit extra more on it, but whatever, it's fine. I'm sure certain people are going to get them and like them. That's fine.
Yeah, so some details on these, for people who are wondering what on earth we're talking about, go to kissreplicas.com, and it's straight there off the main page. These are limited edition, 500 pairs per variant, 4 variants for a total of 2,000 sets total. They have a special offer until April the 30th of if you order 3 variants, you get the 4th variant at 50% off, and there's a promo code. And on Facebook the other day, the pre-sales crashed the system, and the promo code was not working, but they said that they would fix that for anyone if it didn't go through. So they do have a phone number listed on this as well, so ask any questions in advance. An important thing to note is the foot sizing for these is different than your standard European or US measurements, so do please pay attention to they do have a specific tab for measuring your foot so that you get the right size shoe for your foot, and they are more than willing to talk to you and to help ensure that you get the proper size.
So do you have to print out something and then you stick your foot on it or something like
No,
that?
you measure your foot and you measure it across the toe knuckle and you read the specifics on the website because I don't want anything to be lost in translation. So, you know what? I was thinking that I said I liked the Catman ones, but they do look a little bit like Paul's Pumas colored in green, but in a high top.
Not as bad as the Paul's high tops that they had.
And it took me 4 years to find a pair of boots. I wear hiking boots because my feet hurt all the time. It took me 4 years to find something that actually worked with my foot, so I'm not going to risk, getting these for myself just because of my feet. But
sure.
I think a couple of them look decent.
Yeah.
But for people who might be buying a set, you can probably guess that they're going to stay mint in box in a lot of cases because they are a bit of an oddity. But it's something different. And UD Replicas does a fantastic job on the stuff that they do create. Of course.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! I mean, it's absolutely stunning the stuff that they do, and it's official. It's not like those crappy Converse or Chuck, whatever they're called. That you see pop up on your Facebook with fake ads, that just look like garbage. And, well, they look like garbage, but I have seen some in person, but they're not real. So they're not licensed. They're not legit in that sense, and it does cost money to license, Kiss intellectual property.
Sure.
Or you feed the lawyers, and they feed off your souls.
That's right. Yeah. No, they're limited, and they'll probably become a value if you don't wear them and wear them out.
Yeah, Demon ones look good as well with the leather and kind of the red accents. The Spaceman ones don't do anything for me with the Velcro. I hate Velcro. I'm not quite ready for it, but I know some in the Kiss Army. Well, some in the Kiss Army are ready for Velcro, or that's their level, and that's perfectly fine. But at least it's all inclusive, right?
Exactly.
All right. What other news from the week? What do you got?
What do I got? I got nothing. What do I got?
Union vinyl? Are you going to buy Union vinyl?
Oh, the Union vinyl. Yeah, I might. I haven't paid too much attention to it, but I think I'll consider that. Getting some vinyl from Union. That's a cool thing that they're. Well, it's kind of surprising that that's being released, but maybe not. Maybe not surprising because they had ESP and that sort of thing. So why not?
Yeah, ESP was cool. I mean, that was, of course, I think Keith's label back in the day actually released that. But the repressing of that, I think it was on Green and Clear. I still have a Clear I need to get rid of. Was very cool. I love the music, so I don't need the physical product any longer. Now that I've had it, I've got nice flax of the Japanese CD, which had all the bonus tracks as well. That's my go-to for that. But I love those songs that they selected for the ESP project. I actually got to see ESP, so
really,
yeah, of all the things that I did miss, I got to see Union and I got to see ESP. So
that's good.
I was very lucky. Those were indie expos, the two I went to in the early, I think 99 or 2000, whatever those years were. Of course, I have very fond memories because I got to interview Bruce, which was my first ever in-person interview with a member of KISS, past or present. And of course, then there was the strip club story of me not going to the strip club and finding out at Indy 18 years later what I had missed, and Karabi ending up in handcuffs. So that whole Union ESP thing, I love it. I used to collect all the ESP, promo CDs, samplers, and all that. So these have been licensed to Lindsley Records and Blackbird Entertainment via E1. So Lindsley Records, who did the Rockology picture disc recently, will be pressing and distributing these. The Blue Room is going to be on 180 gram remastered vinyl. Which one's which? Let me see. Limited edition vinyl, remastered with deluxe packaging. So Union, the first LP, hasn't been available since 1998. I actually sold mine, and I regretted it because it's such a great album. It's made to be played analog. So I may actually go get that one, even though I'm not supposed to be buying KISS stuff anymore. Blue Room, I think I might get that because I want to hear what it sounds like analog too, because I don't like the sound of the digital, but I do like some of the songs on it. I think not all of it's as good and not as consistent and strong as the first album. So, that's very cool. It's more vinyl for stuff for people to collect, so that's definitely a positive. All right, so what else do we have got? we got something else about Bruce. Live stream tomorrow night. Meat Hook Live, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Friday, April the 16th. It's going to be Bruce Kulick live in Las Vegas with Todd Dammit Kearns. So for $15, and you'll get to watch through the end of April, rewatch through the end of April. They're going to be, and Lisa Lynn Kulick. Sorry, Lisa, for forgetting you. They're going to be broadcasting a performance filmed at the Marquee Club's library outside the Cosmopolitan Hotel and Casino. The show will be available for purchase and to enjoy until the end of April. They will perform music from Kiss, the Stones, the Beatles, the Who, Elvis, and more. I mean, nice. Wow, that's a pretty good Las Vegas buffet of music.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it should be pretty good. And yeah, if you can't miss, or if you're going to miss it, you can still buy it and watch it at your leisure for a month. So
yeah, I mean, if you're jonesing for a live performance, well, why not? I may actually get a Zoom live going tomorrow or whatever it was, the stream thing that we like we did, and
right.
Just see if anyone wants to hop on and watch for a while and talk about it while it's going on a Friday evening. Yeah, so I don't know. I got to see how busy I am tomorrow because I'm spending all my time editing and writing at the moment. I got something in the post this week, which I really do want to thank the Kiss Fan Club Japan for a copy of their latest issue, and hopefully you can see that. I can't see if it was showing up. So
yeah, I see it. Yeah,
it is, of course, one of the world premiere fanzines in terms of its quality. Lots of pictures. Obviously,
nice.
I cannot read Japanese characters.
That's the only unfortunate thing. Yeah.
No, but there are lots of pictures to look at.
That's good that there's pictures.
For a gaijin like me, cool. That's perfectly fine because the text, forget about it. There's tons of stuff from the End of the Road tour. So thank you very much, Kiss Fan Club Japan, for sharing a copy with me. I very much appreciate it.
Nice.
So, back in the day, I collected LF as well, so they were always some of the best fanzines, and I miss that smell of ink. Whoa. It's I miss the physical ones, the Kiss collectors, the Kiss crazy.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I used to have boxes and boxes of them when I was doing the album focus. I got rid of them all. I've only got, I think, Kiss Exciter still around. I got some copies of Kiss Force that pop up, some Strike fan packs and all that left. But all of all my Kiss collectors are gone, and even the ones that I was in. I think I've got the Paul Stanley Fan Club one, a couple of copies of that. That was only around, I think, for a short while in 2007. But those were the kings of Kiss information back in the day.
It was. Yeah, I had a few of the subscriptions to like 3 of them, I think. One of them was that Strike was one of them, yeah. And then I think I can't remember one of them, but Firehouse magazine, right? Firehouse, and then I had Kissaholics, that one. So those are the 3 I think subscribed to. They were already great. They were great, and it was good to get info,
Yeah, and the interviews. And, of course, whenever someone posts something, and like today in Kisstory, they take, stuff out of My Kiss on Tour, Kiss Alive Forever, of course, which a lot of my stuff was based on and then developed from. And then the photos from the fanzines, or the photographers who were contributing photos to those fanzines have gotten out in color in all their glory. So I think one of the posts I saw recently was, was it the Stone Pony Show? So there was the color photo set from that from 1990 or something. It's just really cool all what these fanzines accomplished, and I've got a box full of interview tapes from like Kiss Force interviews with Eric Carr. I'm still transcribing, for notes for a project that is kind of sitting somewhere in the ether. So lots of good stuff to this day. Those are like the great library of Alexandria of Kiss,
Yes.
the information buried within them, because back then they gave so much access to the fanzines. Now all you get is a cease and desist from them.
That's all you get.
That's all. That's all you get. And
All you're gonna get.
they don't even sign it for you. All right. So this week we were gonna, talk about Andrew, but he's not here to talk about himself, which is a shame. I'm sure he was able to do so during the week, at his get together. But we're going back to topics from the board. There's a lot of discussions that are going on there at the moment that are just kind of fun to not participate in, but to talk about here, because usually we know where they end. They end in tears and banhammers. So, what are some of the topics that you've seen that are worthy of comment this week?
Well, the one of them was where was it? I had it. The one about. Well, I think you had one about the songs that on albums. Was it? I got to bring it up now. I can't.
No, it's okay. I will bail you out. Okay, this is Ken's topic. Which album title track do you like the most? From the originals there, Hotter Than Hell, Love Gun, or Psycho Circus, and the non-originals there, Creatures of the Night, Lick It Up, or Crazy Nights. And then, of course, there's the opposite of that, which was which album should have had a title track that didn't. So which one of the title tracks do you think is the best from each of those eras?
All right. So the makeup era, right? That one, I was thinking about it. It's kind of tough in a way, but I thought Love Gun. I picked Love Gun on that one. I thought it represented better than some of the other ones, like another Hotter Than Hell and so on. So yeah, Love Gun. I thought that's a great song. So that represents pretty well. And they play that all, of course they play it every concert. So.
Yeah, I agree. I think you have to go. I thought you'd go with the Gene Simmons title, but there isn't one.
Well, for ones that, there wasn't any that.
Gene Simmons.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, we will get to that. I was just mocking a little bit.
That's on the other.
But I think for the originals there, I agree. That really is it. Psycho Circus, no. Hotter Than Hell, I actually like more as a song, but it's just it's not missed as much when it's not there as Love Gun would be if it wasn't present in the set list. So when it comes to songs that have to be in the set, I think Love Gun is certainly one. Hotter Than Hell is simply a nice surprise.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
And Psycho Circus, well, I think it's become one because it's been foisted on us as
more and more. Yeah, I thought about it, choosing that, but I stuck with the old Love Gun.
Yeah, I'd say Psycho Circus still with a little cough in my throat. Okay, non-originals there: Creatures of the Night, Lick It Up, or Crazy Nights.
Yeah, that wasn't too difficult. I picked Creatures of the Night. On that one. Lick It Up maybe because we didn't, it's kind of overdone probably, and maybe that's one of the reasons I didn't pick that. And Crazy Nights is not one of my favorite. Well, it's a good song, but it's not one of my favorite albums for Kiss.
It's not even a contender for me in this conversation, Crazy Nights. The demo I find palatable, but it's just got too much bad juju attached to it. Creatures of the Night, without a doubt. It's just everything that sums up the non-originals era, really, the bombastic best that they were. Lick It Up, they've overdone to death in concert, stretching it into a 20-minute, pee break song, which is really a shame for what is a good song. I do still like the Who bit in there, but it's just, I'm just so tired of it. So it's not even a nice visit from a stranger. It's like the aunt who comes to stay and won't leave, the crazy one. So all right, so let's get into where we can talk about Gene Simmons, perhaps. Which album should have had a title track that didn't? And in the originals there, you've got Kiss, Dress to Kill, Destroyer, Rock and Roll Over Dynasty, and Unmasked. Which ones of those do you think would have made a good title track, or would you completely flip this on its head and change the title of those albums so that you could select a Gene song as the title album?
Yeah, so Kiss, Just to Kill, makes sense, especially with the way they did that one. So that was fine. Destroyer, I'm okay with that because that it fits and it met the artwork or whatever. Rock and Roll Lover is just such a cool title. I would never change that, and that also fit the artwork so well. All right, so now Dynasty. Here's where my Gene fandom comes in here on this one. I think Dynasty should have been Charisma. I think that makes more sense. The band, the members of the band, they have a lot of charisma. So I just think that makes more sense than Dynasty. Dynasty kind of became the killer of they're starting to go the other way and down from being a super group, because they were at that time Super Kiss, but that kind of after that kind of tanked for a while. So I think Charisma would be a good title for that one. And Unmasked, we talked about that. They should have used that for Look It Up and all that kind of garbage, but I went with Charisma for Dynasty.
Yeah, so none of those titles on their own work as a title, as a track. I think only one of them has a song attached to it that was never released. Mm-hmm. I think I'd have to agree with you. I mean, Destroyer, I can't get Twisted Sister's song out of my head, because that's the only song I know called Destroyer off the top of my head. So
there's a Kinks one too.
Okay, well, probably not. I don't listen to a lot of Kinks unless Ace Frehley records it.
It was a big hit back in the 70s, late 70s.
Oh, okay. All right, so Dynasty, I'm going to agree with you. Charisma really is one of the songs that stands out as being Gene Simmons' title track quality for that. And rather than having Dynasty, I don't know. I think Charisma really sounds a bit better as a title. I
mean, the Dynasty title, you see their heads were getting real big at that time, the whole group of them, the band and Bogart and a coin and the whole, Casablanca was, we can do anything. We're a dynasty, so they really shouldn't have done that. But hey, it is what it is. We're used to it.
I don't think Coin's head was getting too big. He had his managerial cut decreased.
Well,
so
I guess they diminished it a little bit there. Sorry.
Yeah, and then Unmasked, there's really nothing on there that I think that would work well. I mean, within the context of the artwork and everything, we've talked about that, ad nauseum, the things that we think should have been done for that as a title. That's a great title, and a great concept, not quite fully realized per our previous discussions on it. Dress to Kill, that could have been Kiss at Midnight, but, neither of those strikes me as a song in particular. So, there we go.
Yeah. I was just going to say, you say Unmasked, but Unmasked should have been the title for Lick It Up. So there you go.
There you go. All right, so non-originals there. Animalize, Asylum, Hot in the Shade. Hot in the Shade could have been a cool sounding song if it had one. Revenge, that could have been a song easily. Carnival Souls was a song and it's atrocious. How do you change that up and work with it?
Yeah, I chose on that one, to me, the one that I thought had a song title that could have been the album title was Unholy. I mean, come on. It's kind of like Love Gun. Go back to Love Gun. Love Gun was a single, I think, right? A second single or something like that, I believe. But and such a big song off of that album. It should have been Unholy. I mean, that was the first single. Just makes more sense to me to do that. Revenge has, revenge of what? Has nothing to do. What's the Revenge have to do with the cover of that album? It's like, what are they talking about? It's their revenge on whatever, the media or who knows what it is, music radio, I don't know. But I think Unholy just made more sense. And they could have put, they could have called it Unholy, and then they could have had those two creepy kids with the pentagram on the cover or whatever. Make it real evil, but or real unholy, that is. So
yeah, Glenn Danzig and and
yes,
King
Motley
Diamond
Crue
would show up to take back a misabusive pentagram and creepy image.
You're copying us.
Wait, we ripped you off, and you're now ripping us off. That's jumping the shark.
That's not fair.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think the voice of reason's right again. Revenge. Unholy. Revenge is really a dumb title, because what were they taking revenge on? I always like the Argentine. This is an Englishman saying, I like the Argentine. Vengaza. I love that title. Or however it is correctly pronounced, and I apologize. I always thought that was cool, because it sounds like a cool word. Just like sometimes you hear something in a different language, you don't know what it means, you're like, that sounds cool. Then you find out it means something like fluffy pony. So
right.
Unholy would make a great title for title track for that. And for the rest of them, Animalize, animals. Well, if Vinny had stayed around, they could have been
exactly
animals or something like that to that
they
effect.
Figured it out.
If they had a song Out of the Asylum, which the album was supposedly supposed to have been called, that could have been, I think it's a lyric in one of the songs. That would have been okay. Carnival Souls, gotta hate that song. That's just
really, and there's another
really
one. Out of Asylum or Out of the Asylum. They could have done the Straight Jacket cover or something on that album, and do that.
Or they did do a lot of fire in the videos. So Trial by Fire.
That's true.
So
there you go, another Gene song.
You could have had Paul jumping through hoops of fire again on the back cover, just like
I don't
David Lee Roth.
disagree with you. Yeah,
of course you're not. I'm saying nice things about Gene Simmons for once. Yeah, haven't even been bribed. So, all right, then let's get to the last two albums: Sonic Boom and Monster. Boom.
Yeah, what did I can't remember. I had to think about this a little bit. It's kind of difficult, but I went by changing the title for Monster and used Freak as the album title, and maybe would have been better. They could have still did Freak, but made it Freaks, plural, because they are kind of freaks in their makeup and and so on. That's what I picked. I thought Freaks might work for that album.
Yeah, I think Right Here, Right Now.
That's good. Yeah, because it's like the latest thing at that time. This is Kiss right here and right now.
And then the song's not even on the album, but a B-side.
That's true. By the Japanese version. Yeah. So, or whatever. Yeah.
All right. It's Sonic Boom.
Pull over, by the way. Yeah. Okay.
There's Andrew. Trying to make it to the show.
Andrew's he's getting pulled over right now. Jeez.
Yeah, Sonic Boom. I really can't think of anything that would have been an appropriate title track. Maybe Say Yeah. Since it was
I thought about that.
the anthem. I like your idea of Freaks, because that that riffs nicely off Psycho Circus. So a couple albums later, you go from Psycho Circus to the Freaks. So
there you go. I agree. I think that's a good idea too. So good.
All right. So
next. All right. So the other one, I finally found the other one I had brought up.
You finally found your way to your topic.
The other topic that was on the board about it's called what is it called? About the 40-year career of ups and downs with Kiss, regarding the statement of I can't believe that this has never happened in all these decades, and that's regarding Kiss. So I thought, that's kind of interesting. Some of his examples, and I don't know who the person who posted it anymore, but examples was like, I can't believe there's never been a major pyro accident, which makes sense. That's surprise. It is kind of surprising, other than that one fire they had up in the whatever rafters. Well, they had to lower the rafters, right? And then some guy came out there with the fire extinguisher and was putting it out, that sort of thing.
The impromptu firehouse performance.
Yeah, and then that was the cool thing about it.
That was one of the greatest moments in history. That
it is. I agree. It is a great moment in history. And it was kind of an instrumental version. So that another kind of thing about that.
Because it also wasn't a raging, overhyped fire. It was like really kind of anemic, pathetic.
It was a little thing,
a little fire.
But they didn't want to expand into a big fire, so yeah.
No. Safety is everything, and it's not the only fire they've ever had during. Because don't forget, Peter Criss did set Black Oak, Arkansas's backdrop on fire with his drumsticks.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
his flaming drumsticks.
Yeah, so they have had they've left scorch marks on ceilings. So the backdrop on fire, I think that was Baltimore. Again, just going off the top of
the one time we had at our Sacramento show where Gene missed the sword into the box and it bounced on stage and it left this little flaming something on the stage, and Paul comes over and takes his 7-inch
yeah, that's right,
and knocks it out with like it was a cigarette or something.
Yeah. He squished the dreams of a flaming Ute.
A Ute, yes, there you go. So some of the other ones, examples were, about the major Gene fire breathing accident, maybe inhaling this stuff or something, that they never lost a wig during a show. That was another example, which is, it's kind of surprising. I've seen Paul's wig move a little bit here and there a couple of times, and then the last one he said,
but Gorilla Glue keeps that shit on.
Yeah, that's right. Something about came close about breaking up, I guess, around 94, 95, something like that. But anyway, looking at tour numbers, something about that. Anyway, what I wrote a few things down for I can't believe this didn't happen or whatever. What did you come up with, or have you come up with anything? You can't believe that's happened in their
career? Other than that list, I think they've pretty well covered all the bases of kind of surprises. That the things that have happened in concerts, some of the miscues. I will say I'm surprised they haven't had a Milli Vanilli moment to date yet.
That's a good one.
A more obvious one.
We got small ones, right?
Yeah, again, people, go down to the microsecond analyzing YouTube videos, which just don't have kind of the evidence. That's not what I'm talking about. So if Kiss is playing to tape, and I'm not saying that they are or are not, that it is surprising that they have not yet had a Milli Vanilli moment. That's the most surprising thing that comes to mind right now. I'm also very surprised that they really haven't had too many guests on stage with them. I mean, we talked about that a little bit last week, with Joe Perry and Phil Collen, and what was her name? I was a teenage maiden-form bra, Janilewski,
that's right.
On stage, and that's basically it. And I'm glad to a certain extent that they've not done regular kind of guest spots with people coming onto stage, especially the makeup Kiss, because I despise when they bring kids up to sing I Love It Loud. It's like, get off the stage.
Or let's put the X in sex. Yeah. Not that one. So some, I guess, those are good ones. Some things I wrote down, one of them was, I can't believe that they've only done 4 studio albums in the last 29 years, almost 30 years, and 4 studio albums. That's just, to me, that is just ridiculous. This is a band that was releasing 2 albums a year in the 70s, and then pretty much 1 album a year in the 80s, and then what the hell happened, and that's still counting. These 4 is still counting Carnival of Souls, which you can count or not count. It is an official studio album. So I can't believe that they've only done 4 in 29 years. That's kind of ridiculous to me. I don't know. I don't know what it is. And we're still waiting for more.
No,
or I am at least.
I don't think it's ridiculous. I think it's tremendously sad, especially when you hear Soul Station and the creativity of Paul's writing, or Live to Win. I think people do need to keep in mind that when you say that they've only 29 years, so
Revenge,
Revenge, Carnival of Souls, Psycho Circus, Sonic Boom, Monster. Now add to that Asshole, Live to Win, Soul Station, ESP.
Oh, so BK3 and all that kind of stuff, right?
Well, yes.
If you're going to talk about,
I think when you have to talk about the members of KISS, you have to also appreciate some of the extra KISS projects that were done. Eric wasn't a member of KISS at the time of ESP, so that really shouldn't count. But Paul and Gene were both the principal members of KISS, putting out solo albums during that time as well. So I think when you include those, obviously they never did any of that stuff live with KISS, unfortunately. There has been enough music put out over a period where licensing has become more important to them and touring than making records. From a economic perspective, they were never about art. And that's something we kind of always have to remind ourselves, that they've always said that they're not musicians, that they're entertainers, so they don't look at it as a need to create. And as much as my tongue's turning black while saying that, and you hear some of the demos and outtakes that have been done in the period, and you're like, why? It's that Japanese commercial just has to be like a press a button and we can play that. Why? Because the creativity is still there, but they don't look at channeling their creativity for artistic reasons. Now, Soul Station is probably a different thing in one way. Yes, it's creativity on one side, but I think Paul perhaps is also more about the challenge. Like me as a collector, I'm more about the hunt. Once I've got the damn thing, I sell it because I have no more use for it because I've obtained it. I think him setting himself a challenge gives him more personal reward than appreciating the music, or maybe having his ego fed of someone saying that they love his song more than he loves the song because he wrote it. So I think he's got and again, I don't know the man on a personal level.
Yeah.
But that's just kind of my perspective. Gene just sees it as economics. These are commodities. They work, they don't work, they're thrown away. They're ripped apart, they're revisited, they're recycled. He has a very transactional relationship with his music.
Right. Yeah, I see your point. It makes sense. But having said that, I challenge Paul to make a great KISS album, better than the last couple. I challenge you to do it. Get those guys in the studio and let's do it.
I challenge Paul to get a band of his choosing to do his KISS type material. If he doesn't want to do it himself, you write the material for that band. You assemble the players. Don't call it KISS 2.0. Don't go there. It's never going to work. That is done. There is one KISS. There is no KISS 2.0. Forget about it. But why don't you...
Some new band.
Why don't you be the brain behind that band and write their music for them? It wouldn't be the first time there's been a successful band with someone else writing all the music and doing all the artistic direction and producing them and, tuning their instruments for them and telling them that they suck and need to record it again. No, I think that would be a better thing for Paul, because I don't see us ever getting a KISS album no matter what, no matter how much people beg, no matter how many GoFundMes they say they're going to do to raise money to persuade KISS to do it. There isn't the money there. But there might be, if it's an artistic expression, that perhaps getting Gene and Paul, some band, come up with a KISS kind of related name, give them that name, turn it into a reality show, searching for the members for that band, and then writing with them. Gene does his songs, he gets the guy who's got a Gene-like voice to do his songs, and none of them is a title track or a single.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, that would work. They do call it, creating the band or something like that with a K or whatever. And then, make a show out of it and put the band members together and put them in whatever kind of outfits, and if they're going to wear makeup or not, whatever. It'd be interesting. That's an interesting concept, sell it to whatever, NBC.
Send the checks to P.O. Box.
Or Access TV or whatever. Yeah, P.O. Box, KissFAQ. So, what now? My other ones is I can't believe Kiss is still touring, which, it's kind of surprising. I would have never thought they would have been touring at this point. They aren't really in 2021 yet. Maybe not this year, but 2022. We're talking to that, next year now, and maybe to 2023. I don't know. It might make it to 50 years. Who knows? So that's another one I couldn't believe. And then that this is kind of I don't know, iffy there. Kiss did not. I can't believe Kiss did not make a better attempt at keeping Vinny in the band. My meaning there is changing the contract a little bit so he'd actually sign it. Don't take all the publishing away from Vinny on those songs, stuff like that, because they wanted full, I think, publishing rights to his stuff. And then the other one, my last one was, I can't believe Kiss has not released more videos. Really, being such a visual band, concert band, and haven't released. I mean, we've got Kissology, but there's a ton more stuff that they can release.
And I think we will see some this year. Again, we've got Dubai coming, as a release, a video release. So it's on a pure technicality.
It's be coming in another month. Yeah, supposedly.
It's a pure technicality, and I'm so happy they sent us all these update emails so that we could enjoy the process as well. Remember how that was a selling point for it, and silence. And then there should be the documentary this year. And I have no inside information that I can share on that with anyone about what is going on with it, but that is expected this year. So there'll be a couple there should be a couple of video things. I think going back to something that you said, I can't believe they're still touring. Obviously, they're on hiatus right now for everyone's well-being. I can't believe they're still touring at this stage. I never thought that they would still be doing it in their 50s and then in their 60s. And now, as they're ticking over into 70s, I mean, you see Tommy in his vineyard, is now starting to look to future options and expanding his horizon, with things. Hopefully, Eric's doing things that make him happy outside of it. The touring is going to come to an end, and I don't know when they're going to be able to continue with how things are looking in most of the markets that they still want to. So I think you might not be far off correct with 50 years being marked. I think that would probably make sense if they're not able to get out there to look at all their options and maybe do things around that January the 30th date, which was, again, that was another topic about, Kiss starting in 73. And someone saying, well, they were together in 72, but they weren't Kiss in December 72.
Well, yeah.
So wrap it up as a nice round fat number, because if they make it to Kiss 50, there will never be 60. It's just
no.
They're right now, they're like any band, they're crawling to the finish line, and I don't see them being like Sir Mick Jagger getting together with that young whippersnapper Dave Grohl to do a really horrendous song, Easy Sleazy. I don't see Gene Simmons.
I haven't heard that yet. I saw that.
Gene Simmons at 78, getting together with the guys from Nickelback to do a song. I just don't see them doing that. I see them finishing and checking out of music other than the licensing and the business side of Kiss, which I think is, good for a few more years while everyone in denial keeps buying Spencer's crap. So.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. It is. I mean, that's why I wrote it down. I thought, I never thought. I probably never thought they'd be going past 2000. Even there,
There's people screaming right now they shouldn't have. Well,
they should have really done they'll say, the farewell tour, first farewell tour or whatever, should have been the farewell tour, and they should have, hung it up after that. There's a lot of people that obviously say that. So, but yeah, we're actually lucky, that we're able to, see them still, and may get to see them. I don't know, one more time. You never know. There's one other topic. Did you have another topic?
No, I've just been letting you do all the work. I do the talking.
It's the same one that I was already looking at. So anyway, no, different one. I didn't have another topic on that one.
All right. So. That's plenty for this week. This is just impromptu. Yeah. It would have been a longer show with Andrew giving his opinion.
It'd be much longer.
We would still be talking about Andrew. So there you go. All right, so that's it. This week, a new episode of Kiss My Wax came out as well, and the definitive Japanese vinyl episode with John Humphrey, John Five, and Alan Belisha. So it's a long episode. So if you're interested in Japanese Kiss vinyl, I think I've only got one piece of Kiss Japanese vinyl left, and that is my originals too, which I still haven't listed because I didn't think the prices were good enough for a minty complete copy. So that's all I've got left. I've got a bunch of Japanese cassette tapes, but those I'm keeping for now.
Nice. Well, for Japanese stuff, I think I have a few things, not a lot. Kiss-wise, I have that one box set, the colored.
Oh, the 99 one?
Yeah, that one with the colored vinyl, that one. I have that one.
Which color box is it, the black or the red?
It's the black one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the black.
So common as muck, only worth $1,000.
It's only worth $1,000. So. And I did not pay $1,000 for it, so that's a good thing. And then maybe just a couple others, a few others. I didn't go all out and try to get every Japanese release by Kiss or anything like that. I kind of pick and choose my little spots here. Like an Elder, I'll get an Elder Japanese, and I think the Kiss Killers Japanese, I got that one. Those type of things. So yeah.
Yeah, I had the originals, and I was well chuffed when it had the extra sticker sheet in it. So that made it worth mint. And then I had the Kiss Killers, and it wasn't advertised as coming with it, but it had the sticker and the booklet and all that. So that made it worth I don't have them anymore. So I had Lick It Up. I had a garbage copy. I was able to sell it for like $20, but made someone happy because it had the big obi, the overlay one with the makeup shot, which was cool. There's a lot of cool Japanese vinyl. So, all right, there we are. So that's our show for this week. Just some assorted topics from the board, some news updates. We'll see if I do a live stream tomorrow with Bruce's live stream from Vegas, or I may just sit back and watch the damn thing and enjoy it. So, for now, from Ken, myself, for MIA, Andrew, and the rest of the team, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
It's been a long time since we've rock and rolled, but that all changes this August as Rockin' Pod returns to Nashville. This annual convention brings together rock artists, fans, and podcasters for an unforgettable rock experience. Special guests this year include Billy Sheehan, Ron Keel, Don Jameson of That Metal Show, and current and former members of Winger, LA Guns, Accept, and more. Stage panels, signing sessions, and photo ops will be available, plus lots of vinyl and memorabilia vendors. Music podcasters from all over North America will be appearing on site for live interviews, speaking sessions, networking, and more. Got a music podcast? Register and join us. Rockin' Pod Weekend kicks off with a pre-party featuring former Tesla guitarist Tommy Schio and his new band Resist and Bite, making their debut performance, as well as a rare hair set featuring surprise guests performing all-time classics. Rockin' Pod Weekend takes place August 6th through the 8th in Nashville, Tennessee. Tickets, VIP passes, podcast registration, and discounted hotel rooms are available now at rocknpod.com. Rockin' Pod is brought to you by DBG Productions, Bradley Entertainment, and Inceptia.
Thank you for spending time listening to the KissFAQ podcast today. All sales are final. There are no refunds. If you'd like, look us up on Facebook or come over to the KissFAQ message board and discuss the topic we've broadcast today. Don't forget to rate us on iTunes, Spreaker, or wherever you've listened to the show. We hope you'll join us again.